Two prospects with a lot of hype in this one. Very curious to get your perspective, Meat Boy. Are you rolling with Jonathan Pearce, aka JSP, or you taking Joanderson Brito Tubarão, who is 3-1 in the UFC, also has some sick wins pre-UFC against my boy Chepe Mariscal in LFA, and he also took out Diego Lopez in the Contender Series. And obviously, we saw what Diego Lopez did last weekend, and we've seen what Diego Lopez is doing. So for Brito to pick up those wins and be 3-1 already in the UFC, his only loss coming against Bill Algeo has been a pretty encouraging sign for Brito backers. And most recently, he absolutely went through Weston Wilson. Easy light work. Weston Wilson tried to pull off some knee bar or something on the ground and ultimately just got smashed out by Tubarão. So that was easy work. His first round finish over Lucas Alexander before that was the same. And Andre Fili also went down in just 41 seconds. So three straight first round finishes for Tubarão, and he's taking on JSP, who is 5-1 in the UFC himself. His only loss came in his debut against Joe Lozon, who is a veteran that really provided a solid levels test out the gate. But since then, JSP has won 5 straight, and he's one of those guys who keeps getting noticeably better and better in every fight. And most recently, he smoked Darren Elkins start to finish. And if you're able to beat Darren Elkins in a decision and not succumb to a late Darren the Damage finish, then that tells me that you're right there. And he also picked up that nice win over Makwan Amir Khani and has wins over Kaikamaka, Omar Morales, and my boy C-Rod as well. So in this one, Meat Boy, it's basically a pick-em. JSP is a slight favorite. Do you think that Brito has some life as a plus 110 dog, or is JSP going to continue his win streak?
I think JSP possibly could be the next GOAT, so I think he's going to continue with that win streak. I like his size in this fight. I mean, he's 6 foot versus 5'8". He's in his prime. He's 31, a little more experienced than Brito, and yeah, I just think this is gonna be a very awesome fight. But JSP is just gonna do what he does. He's the future GOAT. I think he's the future of the UFC. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I can feel that on that one. He definitely does have a lot of hype and definitely a lot of potential for sure. And I honestly think that Brito sort of does as well. This is a guy who I've sort of been sleeping on. I thought that Touchy Fili was going to be able to get it done against him, and that obviously did not work. So maybe I got to stop sleeping on Tubarão. But if you look at Tapology, 60% is rolling with you, 60% is rolling with JSP. Majority beige for that decision, and 40% meanwhile is going with Brito. And I thought it was kind of interesting that basically it's all brown. They all think that if Tubarão gets this one done, that it is most likely by KO/TKO. JSP, meanwhile, winning by decision. So do you agree with that on Tapology? Do you think that JSP most likely wins a unanimous decision, or any chance JSP picks up a sneaky finish?
If he does get a sneaky finish, I think it'll be on the ground TKO, but I could just see a decision. He is a decision king. I think he'll keep it that way.
He is a decision king, and in this one, Meat Boy, I don't know. Something tells me that Brito is going to be able to use his reach, because even though Tubarão was only 5'5", Jonathan Pearce is basically 6'5". The reach is only separated by an inch, and Tubarão has the slight advantage. So I think that somehow Brito is going to connect with some YOLO meat bomb, either knock him out or finish him with a TKO like Lozon did, or maybe it's a club and sub type opportunity where he knocks JSP down and is able to wrap up the neck or a limb of some sort. So I do like Jonathan Pearce. I think that he has a lot of potential, but I just think that Brito might find a way to pick up an early finish in this one like he's been doing. So I'm going to roll with the dog in this one. Going to take Joanderson Brito. I like the fact that he took out Diego Lopez, and I keep thinking about that. So if you're taking out Diego Lopez, I think JSP might get slept too. Any last thoughts?
It's gonna be a fun fight, great fight nonetheless. Don't in the comments who you taking and why. Smash that me subscribe.